Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. It's wonderful to see you all this afternoon. Welcome in, welcome in. I was peeking through some of the chat as I was waiting to get started, and I just love how supportive you all are of each other. Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to make any requests for your healing. They can be general or specific. We're going to get started off with our first hour building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to everyone's request. And at about that point, we'll transition into just sending Reiki over a beautiful soundtrack so you can just relax and feel better wherever you happen to be. So if you are watching this on the replay and you want to skip ahead, you certainly may. Go ahead to about the 1 hour point or where you see the lights begin to shift. And yeah, from there, just a heads up, tonight is the last night of the sale on crystals and online Reiki classes with me with the coupon code Equinox 2023. I'm going to pop that down in the description for you so that anyone who hasn't taken advantage of that would like to still can. It expires at midnight tonight, East Coast US time. But whenever you happen to be watching this, you can learn more about me, my classes, my one-on-one healing sessions, tarot readings, and crystal shop at learnreikiphiladelphia.com or by checking out the description below. So let's go ahead and start building that grid together and work towards that healing session we have coming soon. So let's see what we have already in progress. Okay, awesome. So we're starting out as usual with our mirror to deflect any not great energy. And we've got some copper to help break up blockages, get the optimal energy flowing. I'm going to go ahead and, as promised, put all that info in the chat. Here we go. There we go. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. Toy, welcome in. Belinda, Fiad Luna, Korakar, welcome back. It's good to see you, Korakar. Blue Sky, Martha, Grace, Key, and or Patty. Probably, it definitely looks like Patty, maybe Key. And yeah, I think that, oh, and Chris, absolutely. Good to see everyone. So let's start building. I definitely see a theme of accepting change, embracing change even more. And so the first thing that came to mind was Mookaite, which also goes by Australia Jasper. This absolutely embodies accepting change. Also helps us to make decisions if you feel a little bit frozen in decision-making mode. So yeah, this is Mookaite, and this particular piece I find really special. So sometimes in nature we can find in stones what's called a VUG, V-U-G, and it's actually a void space within a crystal. And that happens when there's a piece of something like an organic matter, like a piece of wood, a plant, anything like that. Then the stone forms around it, but for whatever reason, as long as it takes stone to form, whatever that was didn't biodegrade or break down. But later on, it did, and then it leaves this gap. This specimen has a little bit of both. It has a little bit of a vug and a little bit of, you can see some tree matter there. Let me see if I can kind of get a close-up here. About the best I can do. But yeah, so I like to think of it as sometimes we change, sometimes we go around things, sometimes we have this new space within us where it's like, oh, okay. A vug is sort of nature doing what it needs to do regardless of the obstacles in its way. I love that. But yeah, accepting change, making decisions. It's also good for calming the digestion too. So Mookaite, aka Australia Jasper. Feel like that's a good stone for today. We'll put that right in the middle. Hey, Jen. Oh, yeah, I don't have any cherry blossom agate in stock. I may have one extra piece. If I do, I saw your order and thank you. If I do have one more piece rolling around somewhere, I will just put it in with your order. So I'm so glad you said something. But thank you. And gotcha. And Brindley, Fiat Luna, welcome in. Okay, cool. So we're going to get to everybody's request. So let's go ahead and start at the top. We've got our Mookaite here in the middle. And we've got, let's see, you start your new job already tomorrow, Blue Sky. Congratulations. Oh, you don't feel ready. Feel ready and willing to embrace the change. Absolutely. And I don't see any specific stones. I have a couple that can be really helpful in addition to the Mookaite. We're going to go ahead and get some Garnet. I did see that you want to feel more ready and also being gentle with yourself and have an organized home. I feel you with that. Let's see. Let's get some Garnet. And some Ruby. Yeah, let's do Garnet and Ruby. I love these two together for like new job, management, confidence, all that kind of stuff. Garnet can help us to not only get organized, so that's definitely part of what you had mentioned, but also creatively see new solutions to problems and to really, while Garnet is great for like problem solving, it's also great for initial starts. So this can help you to find the most practical way to do things, the most creative viewpoint on everything, so you can kind of take that keen eye and see the most efficient way to go about things. It's a great organizational stone. It's great for new jobs. It's great for new initiatives. It's great for even entrepreneurship. And Ruby is very much in alignment with all of that, and it adds into it exceptional leadership qualities if that's what's needed. Also, quite a bit of confidence. This is definitely the courage to be yourself, which I think is really going to support. Martha had mentioned like taking over for someone at work that has very different boundaries, and Martha, fortunately, has some boundaries, and that's a great thing. Loved reading that whole piece. Ruby is one that gives you the courage to be yourself and to lead accordingly. So a lot of leadership and management skills. This is also thought to be helpful for things like fibromyalgia, as well as love, fertility, family. Ruby is a really powerful and potent stone. It's the most valuable stone worldwide. It's pretty much just the West, especially the US and Canada, where like diamonds are like the big thing. Really, ruby worldwide is considered more desirable. And yeah, I think that this will be helpful for both of you. Courage to be yourself and have excellent leadership abilities. So let's put those together. And the best to both of you, cheering each other on. I love it. Okay, there we go. And being gentle on yourself. Yeah. We'll put that in here too. Yay. Okay, good stuff. Mahogany obsidian is a good one for being gentle on yourself, especially if you're starting a new job or a new position or anything like that. It's a stone that I like, and this might even be okay to help Brindley to an extent. Mahogany obsidian helps us to release the concept of perfectionism, especially if it's keeping us from moving forward at all. This helps us to meet our goals, to have a lot of vitality, a lot of strength, feel very grounded, but also to release the need for approval and any anger or resentment that kind of comes along with that. So this is a great stone for that. It also is helpful for carpal tunnel, which I know we have some folks here with that. But yeah, this will help release that, like, holding a super high ideal for yourself is a good thing, but sometimes it's not within the realm of reason, especially when you're new at something, or, you know, somebody is expecting you to take on someone else's role and be just like they were, which is not a reasonable expectation, but it's an expectation people have nonetheless. So we'll bring this in. It really does help you to be a little bit easier on yourself, especially if you just feel paralyzed with, like, I don't want to do anything wrong. This is a great stone. Okay. And oh, good luck to you. Good luck to you both. Let's see. And very much congrats on the new job. Let's see. Gold tiger eye, red tiger eye, moonstone. Oh, good. You requested mookite, and here it is. Clear and smoky amethyst. There we go. One more. Okay. So clear quartz is an amplifier that can also stand in for any stone that you may not have. You can also use it to make your own talisman, simply holding onto it and reflecting on the intentions that you wish to call in, and asking the stone to hold all of those intentions for you can kind of allow it to be your manifestation stone if you like. But yeah, it can also sort of amp up any stones that are near it or on it. Rose quartz makes it really easy to let go of energy that no longer serves, because it reminds us that there is unconditional love and there is beautiful energy in the universe, and it's very consistent in its being there. So it very subtly brings to mind, body, and spirit the concept that there's something better that can flow in if we allow something to release. And Last but not least, we've got some amethyst, this can definitely help some of what Blue was mentioning about not being too hard on yourself. This is a stone of, if you're doing any kind of self-improvement work, inner reflection work, this can help you to like take it a little lighter on yourself. Like, yes, you're working for improvement on yourself and now you're beating yourself up for needing it, or it's okay. Onward and upward, forgiving yourself, letting things go. This is also one that can help you to connect with spirituality or with spirit, or to see it in a new way. And it can encourage you on your recovery journey if that's part of your journey. So we will go ahead and bring this into, I'm going to bring this, let's see, I have a better idea. Some more clear quartz. So let's bring the clear quartz around, and the amethyst here and here. There we go. Smoky quartz is excellent for transmuting energy. It's very, very protective as well. And it's thought to even prevent theft. Like, even back to the Middle Ages, this was something people kept in their homes and around their property so that it would stay their property. Yeah, but it's also great for calming worry. It's a really wonderful stone. It can come in colors that range from like near black to barely darker than clear, which you can kind of see the difference there. Yeah. Red tiger eye is even more protective. This is protective of mundane and spiritual elements. It's if you're facing bullying, triangulation, that kind of thing at work or at home or at school, this can be very helpful. Or if you're facing any kind of malevolent spiritual work, this can be really, really helpful. It also helps with manifesting abundance in a hurry, and also can help those who have been bullied or triangulated to like find their way back into the social scene that they're in. So we'll bring this out. Very, very protective. And we also have golden tiger eye. Also very protective, but really very empowering too. This is one that works very much with the solar plexus, which is your center of self, identity, and will. What you want to bring forward. So beautiful, beautiful stone, right? This helps with research and study. It also helps with strength, balance, courage, seeing the big picture thinking. That's excellent when you're on a new job or taking on a new role. You can kind of see a lot of different bits and pieces as they come together. It also helps with things like entrepreneurship, where you need to keep all of those little pieces in your mind at one time. But yeah, this can definitely help with bolstering your courage and with some protection. So we'll bring this in and put it near the red tiger eye. Let's see. And we've also got carnelian, black onyx citrine. Carnelian is superb for relationships and how we get along with others and how others get along with us. It's everything having to do with the sacral chakra, which is beneath the solar plexus. And that's how we relate to others. The energy we give out, the energy we take in, how we hold space in a group. It also helps with attracting your spiritually significant relationships, as well as fertility and IVF, and can also help discourage things like apathy and laziness and kind of get you feeling like you can get up and get motivated again. This also helps with things like disordered eating patterns, as well as sexual difficulties like sexual function dysfunction, and like I said, fertility. So everything that has to do with relationships, not just the romantic ones, but family, friends, colleagues, etc. So that is carnelian. Black onyx is highly protective. And it also grounds fear, anxiety, and self-doubt, which is super helpful at a time like this, but really, when is it a bad thing, right? It's also great for processing grief and for connecting with ancestors, if that's what you're looking to do. But yeah, self-esteem and countering self-doubt, this is a superb stone for that. But as we move through grief and even learning things like old wisdom, but anytime we're working through grief, this is a stone that can help kind of not only help you process it, but keep you putting one foot in front of the other and making progress and not getting stuck in your grief. So, black onyx. Citrine is a favorite here for sure, and with good reason. It's the very modern stone of attracting abundance, and it does that really well. It helps us to call in financial wealth. It also helps us to balance logic and intuition, and it can help us to make good financial decisions. So not just calling in the money, but like what to do with the resources you do have to make the most of them. It's also thought to be great for things like fibromyalgia and even like nausea and things like that. So go ahead and we'll put some citrine here. And we got garnet, emerald, we got ruby, yellow calcite. Hey, Vincent, good to see you. Oh, Fiat Luna, you're also going for. Oh, congratulations. I hope you get it. Let's see. Okay, good stuff. So Martha's other requests were, I think it was for red coral. Yeah. Red coral is superb for overcoming misogyny. It's very, very empowering and protective of women. Anywhere that women are relegated, othered, passed over, bypassed, kept down, pushed down, systematically or individually, whether it's a one-person thing or like a team effort, this is a highly, highly protective stone of women. It's also the black that you see in here. Black coral is protective overall. It is a highly protective stone. These specimens were actually created for me as a necklace from a friend's mother, and I love working with it. I love wearing it sometimes, and it often makes a really nice appearance here. There we go. Surrounding us with all of its lovely protection. Yellow calcite can help bring out a lot of joy. It helps us with our sense of self. It helps us take joy in bringing our sense of self, our sense of will and identity and our dreams and bringing them forward. It can be a really empowering stone in a very loving way. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring in that yellow calcite. It's like a healthy dose of pride. And emerald can be great for healing skin and tissue, for giving us a sense of renewed passion if we feel like we've kind of lost our zest somewhere. It also helps with bringing about success and for restoring confidence to anyone who feels that they've been either picked on and felt belittled, or anyone who has felt poorly about their appearance and they've, kind of shrunk down. This is a stone that can help you feel a lot more comfortable in your own skin in a way. It's also helpful for bronchitis, lungs, upper respiratory tract too. So if anyone's struggling with that, I think Jen might still be. This can be really helpful. So we'll bring in emerald. And thank you so much for being here. Oh, and Moonstone. Good call. Moonstone helps us to connect with the lunar cycles. And oh yeah, by the way, today is the Aries new moon. Aries is my rising sign. So yay. This is connection with the divine feminine, the cycles of nature like the lunar cycles, protection during travel, connection to the divine feminine, and to old ancient wisdom. We also have that it helps attract love, and it can support intuition as well. It's also very protective when traveling. So yeah, it can also help us to accept and trust divine timing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of all the clear. I hope today's new moon helps all of us let go of what's ready to let go of and plant the seeds towards really beautiful things. Okay. And yeah, so Patty's still in your grief. Anything that can help you out with that? Oh, okay, you're in your grief meeting now. Good stuff. Okay, good stuff. So let's do some jet. We have Onyx. Let's also bring on some rhodonite. Jet is a type of fossilized wood that's been fossilized through volcanic activity. And it was a living tree, and it was hit with lava, melted stone, and basically essentially turned it into a stone. And it takes, when we think about that journey, that's kind of how this stone shows up. It's, catastrophic shift and change and loss. At the same time, we can sit with that loss using this stone and be present with our grief without having to feel overwhelmed or completely numb. So it can be with us in the depths of our grief. So that's jet. And I'm going to put that on top of the rose quartz. Rhodonite is helpful for the heart in general. And when I say the heart, I mean the emotional heart, the energetic heart. So this is unrequited love, loss of love, heartache, heartbreak, and it's often called the breakup stone, but it's also good for grief. In fact, I have crematory jewelry that I wear made of rhodonite. And this is, like I said, all of those things, whether it's a breakup or the person you care about doesn't feel the same way, or if you are widowed, widower, this can be a really lovely stone to help you heal and open your heart to love again in whatever way that winds up looking for you. It's also helpful for balancing yin and yang in the body, and it's helpful for allergies and asthma and the lungs in general. So here we go. We'll put that there. Lots of love to you and to everybody who's, everybody sharing in the chat, which I feel is lovely, and helping each other out. This crowd of people, I cannot understate that you all are it's like lightning in a bottle, the right people at the right time. And I cherish all of you. So thank you all for being so supportive of one another and for being supportive of Patty for sure. Gotcha. Okay. And I'm also going to bring in green onyx. This is definitely a grief and sadness stone. Much like black onyx, it's great for processing grief. This is particularly exceptional at processing grief and supporting the heart center through that. So grief, sadness, also making decisions with your highest good intact, even when you are like, I'm just so overwhelmed with I don't even know where I would begin to make a decision. This can be helpful. Emotional shutdown, or just emotional paralysis, or just not knowing what you're doing with yourself, that sense of emotional loss, so losing yourself in that, green onyx can be really helpful for it. Also really great for moving on despite emotional pain, when we have to start making decisions even though we're still grieving. So this can be a helpful stone. So green onyx. Lots of love to you, Patty. Lots and lots of love. And I see that Grace went to the ER today. Hey, K-May, welcome in. And Heart, welcome in. Let's see. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So heart healing and peace, and also physical heart, I'm imagining. Yeah, intentions are for your health. Chest pain earlier, went to the ER. I'm glad everything's okay. Heart healing and peace. Gotcha. So let's bring in some Unakite. This helps the cardiac system in general, but it also helps women and women's health in every capacity, in every way, whether it's including hormones and metabolism and body fluids, but also good relationships, good marriage, things like that. So we've got a lot of heart healing stones with rhodonite, with rose quartz, but Unakite I feel like adds that extra supportive to women and also the cardiac support. So I hope that this helps bringing this in. This is also a great stone if you're looking to quit smoking, Unakite. And let's see. Let's do some lapis for pain and inflammation, on a general level. And this will also help those among you who are asking for help with promotion and finding new jobs. Lapis is the stone of integrity, honesty, open communication, good colleagues. It's one of definitely bringing about upward movement in your career, and it can help aid disorganization. It can help with personal responsibility on a big level, as well as inner ear stuff, so vertigo and hearing loss, respectively. But it's great for pain and inflammation too, so I hope that helps. And I don't know if it was anxiety showing up as chest pain. I don't know, but I'm glad you got it checked out and you took it seriously. But green calcite, if it is anxiety, this can be really helpful. It can be very calming and reassuring. This can also release the physical tension we hold in our body when we're stressed out or when we're feeling like there's just the weight of the world on our shoulders. Spending some time around this just kind of unwinds those knots within the body. It can also help just release nervousness and that heaviness that kind of comes with being nervous. So that's green calcite. And let's put that, let's see. Awesome. Hope you feel better, hon. And we've got sending lots of love to Grace for sure. Oh, Kira, it's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. Chest musculoskeletal inflammation. Okay. Okay. You got an injection and feels... I'm glad. I'm so glad you took it seriously. I'm so glad you did. Okay, cool. I'm so happy you're here, Kira. And we can definitely support that. I'm just going to keep going through everybody's requests. And... Okay, so Belinda, every question, any new crystals or one that's white? I don't have any new ones, but I do have some white crystals. And Toy was looking for childhood trauma and heart healing. Absolutely. Childhood trauma, rhodonite can be helpful too, but let's see. Let's bring in some tourmalinated quartz. I feel like this one's a really good one for childhood stuff, especially when it's trauma. So this is black tourmaline going through clear quartz. And black tourmaline tends to displace any lower energies, anything that's not in your highest good. And as it's going through clear quartz, that kind of empowers it. So essentially, this black tourmaline going through clear quartz, it's thought to have the power of breaking up things that are very stuck and very old. So that including scar tissue on the body and in the body, as well as emotional scar tissue and stuff from childhood. A lot of times trauma from childhood, we may not remember all of it or bits and pieces. This helps break it up nonetheless, so we can kind of process it a little bit slower and in pieces. But yeah, it can work really well for breaking that stuff up. It's also superb for finding new jobs, new sources of revenue, new income streams, whether that's a side hustle, a new gig, or passive income on top of what you do. So definitely this will help support Kira. And there's a lot that this can really do. But yeah, we'll stick with those two for now. Also very protective of travelers too. White crystals. Let's see. Let's do two. One, we'll do some rainbow moonstone, which is actually white moonstone, but it's actually white labradorite. Sorry, labradorite and moonstone are related, and this is what it looks like raw and what it looks like polished. So you can kind of see it both ways because it looks quite different. And if you look at this one, you can see some like blues and things flashing out. Yep, there you can. It's got like an iridescence, and that's naturally within the stone. That does exist in these raw ones too. They're just a little bit harder to see because they haven't been polished. So it's not like we're looking into a piece of clear glass. I always see it as a mix between labradorite and moonstone. It's really like the magician in the tarot card meets the high priestess in a sense. It's like a knowledge and ability to do the things and be aware of what is around you. It's very much connected with higher self. It's connected with your ability to connect to spirit and gain messages and insights and actually work on those, and everything else that we talked about with Moonstone. Labradorite in general can help with sleep patterns. Sometimes if you're working with this a little bit too much for the purpose of like channeling and things, you might find that to be like a paradox, that it actually does the opposite. But in general, this can help us to grow our clairvoyance or our ability to see spirit or spiritual messages. So let's do, I'm going to put that one right there. So I think that that's a good one. And the other one that's a white crystal I'm going to bring in is howlite. This one helps with bones and teeth and hair and bone density and joints. But it also helps things like anger and resentment and frustration. It's great as far as stabilizing and bringing in blessings. It's just a superb stone for all those things. But especially when it comes to anger and resentment, this can help us to turn the simmer down just a bit so that we can start to see what we need to do to not live in those feelings, but what's causing those feelings and what changes we might be able to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. So I'll bring that in too. There we go. Superb. I'm so glad you all are here. Also do I have spirit quartz? I don't. But for the other thing that I have for healing childhood trauma and healing the past in general is going to be a beautiful gift from Vincent and Cora Carr is Blue Mist Lemurian Quartz. And I'm going to bring one of those in too, if not more. So this is a stone that can help us with definitely healing the past, whether it's this life or previous lives. So it can help us to heal childhood stuff, releasing past emotional pain that might be holding us back in any capacity in our life, as well as learning about ourselves through that journey. Not just healing it, but also getting to know ourselves as we do it. This is one that can also bring about spiritual learning and self-mastery, as well as past life healing in general. So, and it's whether you can remember your past lives or not. So that's Lemurian quartz. And we'll go ahead and we'll put that right here. Cool. Okay. I hope that helps. And I would love to request aventurine, sunstone, and any suggestions to support animals on their transition. Absolutely. So we have aventurine. Aventurine helps to warm and coddle the heart in a way where we can start to expand our vision of our own potential. And it can also be really helpful for eye problems as well as heart rhythms, allergies, and some people do claim it has some impact on fertility too. But this is just one that helps to warm our heart and see that there is something better that we can do than we even think we can. So I'll bring that in. And Sunstone is my favorite match for it. So Sunstone takes where Aventurine left off, and it brings us into a place of there's no limit to what I can do. When I'm on my soul's path, when I'm on path and on course for where I'm going in my life, there's no limit to what I can do. It greatly expands your limit of what you're doing. It reminds you you did not come here to this world to play small. And so I love the two of them together. I'm going to put that one here and this one here, if it will let me. If not, I'll place it and how perfectly in time my foiled surprise for all of you would have been. I was going to treat you all to a special, and I'm going to still do it, but it was going to be yesterday, and instead it's going to be tomorrow, probably. A pre-recorded session of for new starts. So that will be something to look forward to as well. But yeah, it sounds like you all are cooking with gas on that for sure. So let's see. And helping animals on their transition. Leopard Skin Jasper is great for everything having to do with animals, whether it's living animals here on Earth or connecting with our animal guardians and guides. It's also great for anything impacting the skin. So a superb stone for that. Also is thought to help with attracting a soulmate as well as balance, your physical balance and coordination. So we're going to go ahead and bring this in. And then as far as the veil and transitioning, Amazonite is a good one for transitioning in general. So I'll bring that in. Actually, you know what would be even better than Amazonite would be petrified wood. So petrified wood is, like we mentioned with Jet, this is wood that it was a tree and it had to die as a tree to be transformed into a stone over a long period of time. Unlike Jet, which was like quick cataclysm. This can be very helpful with difficult transitions, which of course the transition at the end of one's life is certainly one. This is one that I often give friends of mine and that are doing any kind of hospice or have a loved one in hospice or that work in hospice. And it's one that I found a lot of love and support from when I've done hospice work for others. So petrified wood. So thank you. And thank you for all you do for the animals. Fiad Luna works at the shelter that I was fostering for until I foster failed and kept my little monsters. Fiad Luna actually cared for them in the ringworm ward before I cared for them in the ringworm ward that became my bathroom. So thank you for all you do. Lots of love to you. And what else do we have? I miss you too, Kira. Let's see. So we're getting to the end. I see it. Clearing out, let's see. So Brindley, wanting to eat, craving, remembering to eat too, generally nourishing yourself. Absolutely, I got a stone for that. Remembering to nourish yourself and stuff too, to some extent, carnelian might be helpful. But the one that, because I tend to that too, like when things are up in the air in my world, I stop eating. Some people stress eat, I stress don't eat. Neither one is helpful, but they're both coping mechanisms that humans have had forever. Blue appetite, no pun intended. Yes, the second word is appetite. But blue appetite helps with everything that has to do with our relationship with food, which is how we look at it, how we understand it, how we relate to it, and also for things like when we want to eat but aren't, or if we don't want to eat but should, or if we're like, I want to eat that thing even though I don't need to eat that thing, but that would feel so good. All of those things, anything in the realm of like relationships with food and what it means to us, blue appetite can really help. It's also a stone that is reflective of the throat chakra and expressing what our needs are and also understanding what our needs are too. So that might be able to help you too. And let's see. Yeah, totally. And also like getting an appetite again. This is it. Yeah. Whether your trouble is I don't have an appetite and don't want to, and whether that's physical, mental, emotional, both, or something even more different, or if it's I am overeating because whatever reason, either hormones are telling you to eat more or anything like that, this can be really helpful. And again, this is one that's tumbled and one that is not. So let's go ahead and bring that in. Where can we place you? Let's place you here, if you'll stay. Oh, hurrah. And you have a flat side too. They wanted to be right there. I'm so glad you're here. And we have request from Jen, clearing out this respiratory crud, energy balance, maintaining energetic boundaries. Absolutely. All of those things. Respiratory crud, rhodonite, and emerald for sure. And maintaining energetic boundaries too. Let's bring in some green kyanite, because that helps with lungs, upper respiratory stuff, and all of that, as well as a lot of spiritual stuff. So this definitely helps with the connection to nature and plants, wisdom through intuition, balancing our spiritual life with our mundane life, all of those good things in alignment with also the throat. For like energy boundaries, the red is helpful for certain things, or the red tiger eye rather is helpful for certain things. And I'm going to bring in some honey calcite for you too. But this is the green kyanite. So breathing and spirit. So there we go. Okay, and we've got boundaries and energetic boundaries, both really helped by honey calcite. It also helps attract really good colleagues and things. So for those of you looking for new starts in your career or upward movement, this is helpful, but it's good for everybody. Yeah, this is one that helps balance the solar plexus, which is your center of self, self-identity, personal will, with the sacral, which is relationship to others and how we relate to the world around us. This harmonizes both. So this can be really helpful. In addition to the heavy hitters about boundaries, this is good for those boundaries in between, for the things that aren't very black and white and someone crossing them. It's just a matter of setting appropriate ones. This can be really helpful. Also, amethyst can be, which is already here. Yay. This feels like such a special grid today. And we're looking for intentions for Korakar: improving artistic skills, learning new artistic skills, and learning digital art successfully. Ooh, I love that. Creativity, carnelian, but also let's bring in some sodalite, helping you to like express too. By the way, aventurine can help with learning, including computer skills, and it's one that helps you to see a bigger amount of growth of who you are and what you can do and what you can offer and provide and learn. So that is one that I would have picked for you if it wasn't already on the grid. But I also want to bring in some sodalite. Sodalite is very helpful with expressing that creative desire. So creativity is like the birthing of the creative fire, but then also how do I get it out? How do I express it? Sodalite is super helpful, whether it's spoken or written, especially the case, but anytime you're doing artistic work, it's the, helping the throat chakra can be really, really helpful. And this is one that really does expression and communication of your feelings and your whatever your experience might be through that art, through that channel. And this is also one that can help with grounding impulses, as well as if you're struggling with homesickness or anything like that. This is thought to be helpful. So let's go ahead and bring in some sodalite. And I hope that that helps. Manifest a final job offer, best possible scenario to build a future. Hey, ABC, good to see you. Yeah, I struggle with that. Forgetting food exists other times. Yeah, I struggle with that too. Oh, Fialduna, you still remember these babies? You still have a soft place in your heart for the ringworm friends? Absolutely. One of whom is snuggled up. Oh, today they had so much fun printing. I was doing all the printing for the crystal orders that all of you were so generous to order so many. And they love the printer because they know that it's doing something, and a human doesn't seem to be making it do anything. It seems to be doing it on its own. So they love the printer. So they got to have fun with the printer today. So know that every time you order anything and I print it, they love it. So yeah, thank you for taking good care of the little bubblinis when they were in your care. Let's see. So final job offer, best possible scenario, building a new future, and help with separating and pending divorce. So definitely a lot of the heavy hitter new beginning stones are already there. And that's a good thing. Let me also let's do some picture Jasper. Picture Jasper helps us to envision the future potential. So much like Aventurine and Sunstone kind of do, this is another one, but it can also help envision the future, like big capital D, big capital T, the future. Picture Jasper can also go by Desert Jasper. It can help with new ventures. It can also help with big moves, like including moves abroad, new cultures, like a total shift in your surroundings. So I think it's really exceptional here. This also helps with very much like I would suggest it for like the start of a new business, because it's new ways of looking at things and new ways of finding new ways to make things work like they have in the past, but in a new scenario. So I feel like this can be really helpful. Let's see. I definitely would have brought in Garnet, and I definitely would have brought in tourmalinated quartz. That one is excellent for calling in the new job, calling in the new money, and having the finances ironed out. Picture Jasper's great for envisioning your new life. So that's why this one's good. I'm also going to go ahead and, let's see. I kind of want to bring in chrysoprase. Chrysoprase is, because it sounds like you're moving in alignment with a lot of good things. Like we've used all of our good new job stones, like lapis is the thing that I would have called on. It's already there, things like that. Let's see. Chrysoprase. This one is helpful for anytime you need to like pivot in a sense. Like this is one I was working with like wild at the beginning of COVID, which is like 3 years ago today that everything shut down. So it was like the 19th, the 18th, I think I issued the like, hey guys, we're shutting down for the foreseeable future because this looks untenable. And 2 days later, everyone's like, don't leave the house. And I'm like, oh, okay. Glad we're all on the same page now. Yeah, this is one that helps us to look at like hey, we had a plan and now we're going to change it. Things didn't work out the way we wanted them to. This can help overcome any disappointment. It can help with completing some goals and renegotiating what you need to renegotiate. But most importantly, when you hit those points where you're like, oh, I put so much work into this and now it feels like it's all just wasted when I pivot. And it reminds us that it's not wasted effort by any means, that the learning we did through those things is going to apply to something else, that the growth that we had when we were going through whatever it was, whether it was growing a business, growing a relationship, that those things are going to basically still count for us. We still will have learned much along the way. They'll still be of value to us in our new version of our life. So this is definitely picking up the pieces and things after loss. And so I feel like this might be helpful in addition to all of those awesome, like, go get 'em kind of stones. So let's put out the chrysoprase. So let's put those there. And lots of love to you. I am here. I am here 5 times a week. Drop by anytime. I'm here to help you. Let's see. Hey, Dell. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to try to get everybody's stuff in here. I'm going to get as many of Chris's requests as I can. So we have a lot of them. Let's definitely bring in peridot, pyrite, and rutilated. And Korakar, even without you here, we have been calling this in for your stepfather every time. This is rutilated quartz, and much like the tourmalinated quartz is tourmaline running through clear quartz, this is rutils running through clear quartz. And basically it helps to bring focus in the mind. It helps harmonize the mind-body connection. It also brings a lot of physical energy, especially if you feel really run down or you're trying to like get energy back after you've expended quite a bit of it. It's also thought to direct the healing intentions. Basically any kind of treatment you might be having, it's thought to help focus them exactly where they need to go. And as such, for many decades, it's thought to have been a beautiful gift for someone who's going through cancer treatments. It helps them get their energy back, and it helps focus all those treatments to exactly where they need to go. So in support of Korokar's stepfather, we have this. Lots of love. And we also have pyrite, which we've been thinking about Korokar's mom with this. Pyrite is superb for calling in financial abundance. When is that ever a bad thing? And also great for the brain and memory, as well as fever, the lungs, so Jen, and protection, as well as intuition. So if you're someone who's new to opening up to intuition and you're like, it feels so mixed to say, hey, I want to hear this, but I also don't want any of these other things. This is a really great stone to work with because it helps with that. Like, here I'm setting intention for what I do want to hear and see and know, and what I don't want to contact me. This can be really helpful. So we'll bring in some pyrite. And peridot helps with breaking up bad habits, limiting cycles, things that are kind of in your way. It can also aid things like depression and weight gain, IBS, as well as acidity. So like if you get reflux, Crohn's, and anger and jealousy, this helps also support and bolster the friendships and the relationships you have with people where those people are people who prop up the best sides of you. So yeah, it's a good friendship stone too. So peridot. There we go. And let us do some pink tourmaline, which helps with everything OBGYN related, all the women's health type stuff, as well as neuralgia and migraines. It's pink tourmaline. Also helps with improving your self-image. There we go. And oh, we've got so many good solar plexus stones here for you, ABC. Oh, definitely. We have tiger eye, which can definitely help with like courage and like your center of will and bringing it forward and seeing the big picture and making things happen. For positive energy inside and around you, we have the yellow calcite, which is a super duper joy stone, the joy of who you are and bringing it forward. And even honey calcite, which can help you to navigate that place between you and other people. It helps to set a tone of optimism, but it also helps to attract like good colleagues, good friends, good people in your life too. So I feel like that will help. Yeah, definitely good balance for solar plexus. I hope you're doing well. Creating positive energy. I love that. Oh, wow. How I started and how I keep myself motivated. Oh, thank you. I might do a video on that. Yeah, because how I started is kind of interesting. But yeah, basically I started my business the same week that Lehman Brothers went belly up, and just a few blocks from where I'm sitting now. But yeah, I was on a very different career path. But getting motivated, like, it's easy to be motivated when you see people around you like setting intentions and doing better. It's like you show up and like every client motivates you in a way. But that's a really That's a really good one. I'm going to put a pin in that, ABC, and I'm going to maybe do a whole video on that alone, like how I got started. But thank you for asking. Let's see. Compassion for Mother Earth. I love that. Happy spring equinox. Happy new moon in Aries, the start of the astrological new year. And the last one I'm going to see is for heart, for keeping your energy separate from the kids and others from the emotional and physical. Shungite and let's do Shungite and Dalmatian Jasper. Yeah, so Shungite helps with physical recovery and tissue repair, but it also helps with absorbing the energies that you just don't need anymore, whether they were yours and you're letting go of them or they were someone else's and now they're in your field. It's also great for people who might be like sensitive to electromagnetic fields. This is one that you can carry around with you if you do get that kind of sensitivity. Not everybody gets it, but sometimes, you know, if you're close to, say, a lot of computer equipment and you suddenly start feeling headachy and kind of gross, and it keeps happening around those same pieces of equipment, this might be a good stone for you to carry around. It can just sort of absorb the energy that we don't need anymore and take it out. It's also great for emotional pain, energy blockage, and releasing stress in general. So Shungite is a beautiful stone, very easy to work with. You can just carry it with you. It does need lots of cleansing and clearing. So I usually like leave it on or near salt as often as possible to like absorb the energy away. And Dalmatian Jasper has black tourmaline running through it, and it's much like the tourmalinated quartz we see here. It actually is running through these specimens, and it really clears our auric field. It's deep clearing. It also helps with the energy of cooperation. So working together towards a common goal can help us in that regard. As far as the boundaries, honey calcite's probably really helpful, and that's already there. But this is also helpful for digestive issues and IBS, Crohn's, things like that. It can also, if you're feeling very cynical, this can help lift that. And so let's put that. Let's do this. And we are running a bit behind schedule, but I don't mind if you don't mind. Oh, thank you, ABC. That's really sweet. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Normally I would be like, wow, we're running late, so let's just all talk about what we're grateful for and get into the healing. But we've got some room in the grid, shockingly. So let's go ahead. I'm going to suggest a couple of stones. You're going to choose which one sounds best. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually start sending. So let's do that. Let's see. What could be even better to add here? And I'm sorry I didn't get to absolutely everything. I got to everything I could. And aw, thank you. HSPs and empaths. Yeah, highly sensitive people and empaths. I definitely recommend Shungite, Dalmatian Jasper, black tourmaline. We're already voting. Both. I love the trust you all have. Okay. I think I have them. Let's see. I know what. Okay. So these are two that I work with that I actually have like on my mini altar that's at the base of my monitor right now. And I think that they're going to be great for everybody. So the first one is polychrome jasper, which polychrome jasper is a beautiful stone for anytime that you are needing some good get up and go, like good motivation to like act on your spiritual soul's purpose, and you feel really stuck, or you've got a defeatist attitude, or it just feels like you can't get out of your rut. It kind of brings a lot of energy, but it also brings a lot of passion to what you're looking to follow. So that's polychrome jasper. And the other is Larimer. This is a stone that's only mined in the Dominican Republic. And this stone helps us with our spiritual soul's purpose. And it reminds us that our soul's purpose and the path we're meant to walk is going to look unique and different. And it reminds us to listen to that and to be basically be a what's a good way to put it? I wrote it down here. Let me read what I wrote. Yes, spiritual pioneer. So it encourages that. But yeah, a lot of innovation in how you connect to spirit and how you walk your walk, how you talk your talk, how you make things happen in the world. So yeah, and also helps to bring a sense of confidence to doing things your own way, and it helps to separate ego from your spiritual sense of self. So yeah, so go ahead and vote. And I'm going to quickly describe what Reiki is, and then we're going to get into the healing. So if you need to use the loo, now is a great time. Oh, and while I'm describing what Reiki is, if you haven't already hit that like button, please consider doing so. And as you're voting for which of those crystals you would like, if you happen to be new, you don't have to choose one or the other. Hint, hint. And you can peek in the chat to see what I mean about that. But yeah, so what is Reiki? Let's find out. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm super glad to have you all here with me today. The style of Reiki I work with is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named after this particular method's founder, Mikao Usui, and he created this style or practice of working with this energy in early 1920s Japan. It's highly spiritual and also secular, which it very much needed to be at that point in Japan's history as well. This is, the energy concept is really based on the what we see in Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan. And in this worldview, we see the concept that everyone is interconnected and everyone and everything has a soul. Those souls are all interconnected. So it's not just us, it's our furry friends, it's the plants, it's the trees, it's the everything. Everything has a soul, everything is interconnected. And that within that interconnection, there are additional spiritual forces at play, one of which is a spiritually guided soul energy, which our body, mind, spirit, every part of us uses to the best of its ability to bring about the greatest amount of balance possible. This can help support us physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as I mentioned. And it's one that is abundant, available to everyone, and there's more than enough to go around. As I practice this, what I'm essentially doing is connecting to that energy that we already have flowing through all of us anyway, and directing more of it to you to support your body, mind, and spirit's ability to work with it even more. So how does that all work? What goes on? Well, during your session, apologies, I'm about to sneeze. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. You may feel physical sensations in your body. You may have some emotions come up or becoming released. You may have some mental clarity. You may hear your subconscious, or you may have an opportunity to think some things through that you've really been having a hard time getting resolution with. You may also find that you get some spiritual guidance, connection to spirit, or just a sudden resolution to something, or a sudden swift idea from someplace, or you may have a really relaxing nap. It's probably going to be a combination of all of the above, all of which are amazing. So generally speaking, go ahead and find the most comfortable place you can be. If it's sitting up, lying down, whatever feels best for you. But you can also move around. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to focus your mind. You don't have to keep your mind silent at all. If you're not sure if it's like helpful thought or if your mind's just kind of running away from you, just take a deep breath in and out and let it go. You can also use this time to like journal, do some stretches, whatever feels right to you in this time, because this is about you doing what feels right for you. At the end of the session, you'll hear my voice come in, invite you to take a deep breath in and out and come back. At that point, I'll have the chat reopened and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions, or you can share any experiences that were especially meaningful to you, and we'll take it from there. During the session, I'm going to turn the music up. If you want to learn more about our musical creator, she's another content creator here on YouTube, go ahead, check the bottom of the description for more info on her. And the lights will dim and you'll notice that they'll shift gently through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe. Additionally, while you're getting your session, you may feel any number of things. If you feel to get up, move around, get a glass of water, that's okay. You can come back to your session and it'll keep going. It's just fine. So just make yourself as comfortable and as cozy as you can. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification courses, my social media, one-on-one distance Reiki sessions, and tarot card readings, and my crystal shop, all of that is linked in the description below, or you can visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com. And there is a sale going on right now for Reiki classes and for crystals. I'm going to again post that in the chat for those who may have come in a little bit late. It expires at midnight tonight, East Coast US time. And if you want to make sure that you know about all of our upcoming sales and upcoming classes and things like that, you can sign up for my newsletter at the link in the description or at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. So thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this in the future, know that you're going to have just as fun and healing a time. And for those of you who are here, if ever you want some healing from me and I'm not live, feel free to stream one of the past streams. There's over 200 to choose from. Just go ahead and you can zip on over to the healing or listen to all of us hanging out and talking about crystals for the first hour. So let's go ahead, see what won that vote, and get into the healing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And in interest of it being Aries new moon and all of this love, all of this loving energy coming in from all of you. Hey, JS. It's 2:22 over here. My goodness. Aw. Welcoming joy and pleasure in your life. Oh, I love it. Let's bring in some Fuchsite for that. This is joy, fun, self-care, encouraging fun, encouraging play. Let's bring in some Fuchsite for that. Let's also bring in, oh, it looks like both crystals won. So let's bring in the polychrome Jasper. Let's see, does that want to go there? Let's put the Fuchsite here. I think that works. Yeah, I'm glad that you like black and orange. I'm glad you like that. Okay, cool. But yeah, in interest of all of you being super supportive and it being my rising sign new moon day, I wanted to share an update with all of you that I can't say too much about it yet, but I am starting, I'm working on it, working on it as quickly as I can. In addition to my live classes and live Reiki classes that I do online and small classes, I'm also going to be building a separate part of the business or even a separate business alongside mine, haven't decided yet, that is going to be all about smaller workshops, but like and even longer certifications for things like working with crystals that people can take on their own that don't need to be live and have a lot of support, so that there'll be like basically an online portion of the school to have cool, different, like things that are a little too in depth to do in YouTube videos, that I'll be able to do courses there too. So I'm working on it so that there'll be things that I can teach live and things that people can learn at their own pace. And that'll, I think, do a lot to help make the healing arts more affordable. So I hope that helps everybody. Thank you all for being here. And thank you all for inspiring it, because it's being here, hanging out with all of you and all your questions that give me the ideas and things. And knowing that all of those courses are very long, but how would I enroll them? Pre-recording them and let people take them at their own time. Working with crystals, that seems appropriate to me. So thank you all for your inspiration, and I'll keep you posted all along the way. So let's go ahead. Yeah, like self-paced courses for things like how to work with crystals, but very in-depth or only a little in-depth, depending on how much you want or need. When I do my Reiki training, I prefer to do them live or one-on-one distance, like in a small group. And I just can't see recording that ahead to let people go through it on their own. But things like working with crystals, I can for sure. So yeah, working on it. I've come quite a long way in the working on it. Yay, thank you. So yay, I'll take all of this good energy that is in the air right now for it. All of us moving forward, new paths ahead, and I wish all of you the very, very best. So let's get into that healing. Everybody get good and cozy. We are starting righty late tonight. That's okay. It's the perfect day to do it late, because why not? So everybody get cozy. I'll be back for you in 25 minutes. Enjoy your session, and thank you so much for making this YouTube extension of what started on Zoom as something to do in the pandemic when all of us were lost and I needed something to, rest a schedule on. Thank you. So, thank you. So here we are. This is the polychrome jasper, labradorite, and fuchsite. So everybody enjoy your session, and I will see you in about 25 minutes. They did help me to dream again. Yes, they did. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly start coming back to the room that you're in. I just muted for a moment there to let the city sounds go by. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. Truly a blessing. The chat is open, and if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share, please do. It looks like we've got lots of well wishes. Yeah, and it's something I don't mention every time, but there's a concept of communal chi. The more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the energy potential available for everyone magnifies. So that's a huge part of what goes on here. You know, it's all of you are contributing just by being here, even if you're focusing on yourself. It's beautiful. And as soon as I started, of course, who jumped in my lap? A little Hattie. It's a little Hattie is here. Yeah, you are. Yeah, what's up, little Reiki cat? Oh. Thank you all so much for being here, and all of you, best of luck, best wishes on getting your new jobs, moving up in your jobs, all of that good stuff. I know you all are going to just absolutely crush everything in your path, and I'm so excited to watch it happen. Thank you, Dell. Thank you, Patty. Oh, thank you, Heart. That's really sweet of you. And thank you, Vincent. Oh, thank you, Chris. Cassandra, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see if Hattie wants to say hello. This is a really beautiful grid. I'm going to leave this one up as long as I can. And as a reminder, I'm here 5 times a week. I'm here tomorrow, Wednesday at 4 p.m., Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m., and Sundays at 8 p.m., all East Coast U.S. time. I'm going to give you tickles. What's up? I'm going to make you say hi. Hi. Nurse Blair, I hope you're doing well. Lots of love to you and your family. You're on my mind often. And Grace, lots of love to you too. Oh, thank you, Blue Sky. Lots of love to you. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah. You can stay right here if you want. All of that, and you choose to stay right here? Good job. They are full-grown babies. They're almost, they'll be a year, I think, in June, which is wild. I've only had them since September. Yeah, are you going up to visit the grid? You want to play with Rainbow Moonstone? You can play with Rainbow Moonstone if you want. Here you go. She loves selenite. Yeah, they are so big now. It's so great. Thank you all so much, everyone. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 4. I know everybody needs to go. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and wind the stream down now with an abundance of gratitude. Once more, here's the sale information. It ends in just about 2 hours. No pressure. Times are tough. Being here means the world to me, and thank you. It's lots of symbiosis here. So all of you have a beautiful rest of your evening. Take care of yourselves. I hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.